It's the first Sunday of the month of November in the year 2024. Good afternoon and welcome to Weekend Central. This bulletin is coming to you live from the news hub here at Adisawe Kanda. My name is George Queenin.
And I am Grace Hamwajum. Coming up this afternoon, firefighters working to avert disaster after gas tanker leakage at Agape Top Government School area in Accra.
Also coming up this afternoon, President Akufo-Addo assures upcoming general elections in December will be conducted in a peaceful, fair and transparent manner.
Later in the bulletin, we take you to Diawusu in the Western region as the Tourism Ministry commissions Creative Arts Wall of Fame to elevate its historic site to a premium tourism destination. The bulletin begins right here, right now, from the Election Command Center. And President Akufo-Addo is assuring the people of Ghana that the upcoming general elections in December will be conducted in a peaceful, fair and transparent manner. Speaking at the Grand Durbar of the 2024 Hogbechocho Festival in Anloga in the Volta region on Saturday, President Akufo-Addo pledged his commitment to ensuring that this year's elections resonate with the objective of safeguarding the country's peace and stability.
And the people of Angola and the Volta region of Ghana for the peace that they have maintained these nearly 8 years of my presidency. As we all know, without peace, there can be no proper development. And I want to reiterate what the moderators of this meeting have said, that the peace we're enjoying is a peace that will be carried through the elections of 7th December. I want to assure the people of Angola, the people of the Volta region and the people of Ghana that the elections, the forthcoming elections in December are going to be free, fair, transparent, and peaceful. And on the 7th of December, I'll hand over the baton of national leadership to whoever the people of Ghana choose on the 7th of December to succeed me.
Well, away from the camp of the NPP, the National Democratic NDP is promising an all-inclusive and participatory democratic government should they win the December 7 polls. Flag bearer of the party, Alhaji Mohammed Frimpong, at a national campaign launch in Ho, the Volta region, said the party in the last few months have worked tirelessly to sell its vision and policies to voters across the country and remains confident of breaking the NDC-NPP duopoly at the polls on December 7. Volta regional correspondent Faisal Abdul Idrisu joins us with more updates on the NDP's campaign launch held in Ho on Saturday. Brother, good afternoon. Thanks for joining us on Weekend Central. What more can you tell us from the campaign launch and what has the party been saying?
Well, so the NDP says that the over 32 years ruling of the NDC and the MPP hasn't really benefited the people of Ghana. They are of the view that both political parties that have actually manned the affairs of the country since 1992, since we started the Fourth Republic, have actually centralized governance at the top. And that if they are given the opportunity to win the December 7 poll, they will bring governance of this country to the lower level. But most importantly, they are speaking about the fact that even though they launched their campaign yesterday, belated as it may look like, they have actually gone down through the country, across the 60 regions, to ensure that their message and policies has actually touched base with the people. And so for them, they are very confident that they have already done enough in terms of ensuring that the people of Ghana know what is in there in their manifesto. And so they are not worried about the fact that just a few days to the election, they have launched their campaign.
I know you interacted with the flag bearer of the party. What more did he say?
Yes, apart from the fact that they are talking about an inclusive, participatory, democratic governance, as they're talking about the fact that the NDP stands to create more jobs, the NDP stands to revive the moral and social fiber of this country to ensure that everybody sees themselves as Ghanaians and have the responsibility to ensure that this country goes in the right direction. For the NDP, the fact that governance has been centralized at the top is the reason why petty issues, even at the local level, including the issue of Galamsey, is not able to be solved because the people do not see themselves as part of those who have the responsibility to protect this country, to safeguard its peace and the environment as a whole, to ensure that this country is on the right path. And so they are promises that once they are given the opportunity, they will ensure that they touch base with the local people, ensure that people are part of the governance process, such that in the end, whatever objective they set out to achieve, the people of Ghana will be part of that achievement.
Electoral process, might we think that in future we may have to look at the period made available for political campaign. But that's not to say that we have not done anything at all. We don't want to be too fussy because we understand the situation. Look, we are all struggling to obtain power in trust for the people. That's how we understand the issue of trying to struggle for power. So for that, we are not too fussy about starting too early or maybe starting too late. We think our message must be direct, and that is exactly what we have done. We want to look at power as belonging to the people. And for that matter, we believe that we are talking to the people. It doesn't matter when we speak to them, and so on. So this is exactly what we are telling about. The point that others have started 4 years ago, even up to date, and we are not worried at all.
So it means you have done enough on the grounds already?
We've spoken to our people throughout the region. And I think we will continue to do so. As far as we are concerned, 30 days is even enough. And that has been the system.
Peza, if you're there, and then according to the presidential candidate of the NDP, he says their messages must be direct. And for me, how are indigents of the voter region receiving these messages?
Well, the NDP at the campaign launch yesterday got a number of people to listen to them. Mind you, this is the voter region where the NDC dominates affairs in terms of mobilizing and getting the numbers to their campaign grounds. The NDP didn't get that number yesterday. That notwithstanding, the few people they brought across to the ground, indeed, I appreciate the fact that there is a force emerging. There is a force that is more concerned about bringing development to their doorstep by way of involving them. And so we look forward to see what will be happening on December 7 as far as the election is concerned. It is so clear that the conversation around who wins the election remains an NDC MPP one, but the NDP feels they are well positioned to do away with this very poor policy.
Much for your time. Feza Abdul Idrisu is our voter regional correspondent, bringing us up to speed on the campaign launch of NDP in the voter region. Grace.
Well, you can call it a scramble for votes. And with about 34 days to election, political parties have intensified votes in the second most populated region, the Ashanti region. The opposition NDC needs an improvement of the 2020 vote share to brighten its chances of winning the general election. 30% is the target. But what exactly is a campaign team doing to realize this target? The NDC has been busy in the Ashanti region. Let's get to Zoom and connect with our man in the region, William Evans Inkum, who has the details on this. Evans, 34 days more for Ghana to decide. Ashanti region, we know, has a lot of political concentration. Tell us more.
Well, so currently, Grace, the NDC has decentralized its campaign strategy as far as previous election is concerned. Now, they have a campaign office here that is also coordinating other sectors of the political environment. And this is where they have a team who are also complementing the regional campaign team just to ensure that they are able to hit that 30% target. And now there's a lot of concentration in the central business district because this is like a political enclave because we have people coming from all walks of life converge at the business district or the central business district, and of course, transacting business and all of that. And they are targeting these people just to also spread their 24-hour economy policy. So, for instance, yesterday, they were at the central business district and exactly the KJT market where they were engaging, people from different backgrounds who have come there to transact their business because they believe that if they are able to penetrate as far as that particular area is concerned, then it will guarantee them in hitting that 30% target that they set for themselves. But exactly what kind of communication are they, effecting? And this is how Asafo J, who is the spokesperson for the presidential campaign team here in the Ashanti region, put it.
But se KJT run 24 hours. They were 24 bebria. Omubefa car, every Kumawu, every Mitoma Santimampon, every Ajusu Abahaba to Noma.
The adoption of a 24-hour economy in KJT will have a positive ripple effect, enabling traders to thrive and increasing demand for our driving services. In turn, Swami Magazine will also extend its operations to 24 hours, catering to the needs of drivers who are working tirelessly. This will significantly contribute to reducing unemployment.
And Evans, we know that the Ashanti region has been dubbed the World Bank when it comes to vote for the NPP. And so how is the party strategizing, especially to drum home the message of this 24-hour economy? We've had a lot of commentary about it. How is the region also receiving it, especially also because it is one of the busiest market centers or economic centers in the country?
Well, so the adoption of the evangelism kind of campaign is what the NDC has been very heavy on. As I'm talking to you now, the regional executives are still campaigning comprehensively within the rural areas of the hinterlands. I know that they are also being supported by some national executive members who are also already in the region. So that strategy is actually ensuring that their message hits the very target people like Hypodermic Strange. And not too long ago, I engaged the regional chairman of the party, and he said that they have no reason not to hit that particular target. And if that is the only way to ensure that whatever message that they have for the electorate, per the PVR, the Provisional Voter Register, we are talking about an excess of 3 million voters in the Ashanti region, and they are targeting 30%. If this is the only way they can get their message to the people, then they are not going to renege.
All right, Evans, thank you for bringing us that update. 30%, we'll see how it pans out for the NDC in the December 7 elections. William Evans Sinku, my colleague in the Ashanti region.
And our former minority leader and member of parliament for the Tamale South is demanding the Electoral Commission provides details of serial numbers for all ballot papers to ensure transparency and fairness in the upcoming elections. Speaking at a campaign in his constituency by the flag bearer of the NDC, Haruna Idrisu emphasized that making these serial numbers known to all political parties would ensure strict transparency and confidence in the commission.
What we ask of you is that we need the serial numbers of every ballot paper printed for each region, for each district, and for each constituency. This is all we are demanding in the name of transparency. Our printed ballot papers is not enough. We want to know the quantity, the serial numbers. So Northern region, we want to know where our serial number starts and where it will end. so that we can follow it to Ashanti and follow it to Eastern region. If we find a ballot paper meant for Northern region in any region, we will expose your fraud and your intention for irregularity in the elections. We are very convinced, very convinced, beyond shadow of doubt, that John Dramani Mahama will win a free, fair, credible election. Ayesu! There's a Jimesa Ambuzukan Wabu Guru Dane.
Well, let's know what you make of this very comment by Haruna Idrisu and other stories that have been aired so far. Go on to Facebook, you're streaming live, and engage us now. In more news this afternoon, Chief Executive Officer of Security Warehouse, Dr. Adam Bona, has warned against the involvement of the military in the country's electoral processes. Speaking at the democracy lectures organized by Care Ghana, Dr. Bona said involving the military in upcoming December general elections is tantamount to rigging the polls. Here's a report by Stanley Niblew.
The lecture assembled experts from academia and politics to deliberate on the state of the country's democracy and the involvement of political vigilantes in elections. Executive Director of Care Ghana, David Kumi, indicated that his outfit will not hesitate to indulge international communities to cut aid to Ghana if any of the local security apparatus perpetuate human rights violations.
Care Ghana is prepared to take proactive measures to protect human rights during the 2024 election period. We are ready to invoke the legal law should any security forces engage in human rights violations during the December 2024 elections.
Former chairman of the National Democratic Congress, Dr. Fosu Ampofo, called for peace ahead of the December 7 elections.
We have had people who have promised that under their watch, not a single blood will drop during election time. But contrary to that, we all know the history of the 2020 elections. Never again should we as a nation continue to witness this.
A lecturer of public administration at the University of Ghana, Dr. Daniel Appiah, maintains that democracy must not be used as a tool to favor a group of individuals at the expense of others. Security expert Adam Bona expressed concern about the rapid change in the face of vigilantism in Ghana after the passage of the Vigilantism and Related Offences Act. He warned against plans to involve the military in the December 7 polls, adding, no army can subvert the will of the people.
We are going to 2024 elections. The military should not be anywhere closer to any polling station. Let's leave this in the hands of the police. No one should deploy the military. Deploying the military, if you ask me, would be tantamount to stealing the upcoming election. So let's not deploy the military.
He said the posture of the judiciary could lead to a civil disobedience.
If the judiciary makes decisions that the people find it difficult to obey them, chances are that there will be disobedience. The judiciary should be one of the most respectable organs of government, where I take cover when everything is going against me. But if I begin to feel, Mr. Chairman, that my going to the judiciary, depending on how someone sees me, I won't get justice, then there's a problem.
Head of the University of Ghana Political Science Department, Dr. Seydou Alidou, was equally concerned.
The business model of vigilantism has made it so attractive that it will become very difficult to do away with it.
Stanley Niblew, TV3 News, Accra.
Let's move away from election-related stories because firefighters from Anya and Circle fire stations were this morning deployed to control a gas tanker leakage at Agape Top Government School area. Let's speak with the Assistant Division Officer, ADO1 Alex Kenate from the Public Affairs Department of the Ghana National Fire Service. ADO1, thank you for joining us. Has the situation been brought under control?
Thank you very much for having me. So yes, the situation is 95% complete. We've been able to successfully offload the content. Let me see if I can get a video for a shot from the police. So we've been able to successfully offload the contents of the gas tanker onto this other gas tanker parked here And then in the midst of doing that, we kept on doing constant cooling to prevent any casualty. When we got there, the most important thing for us was to prevent the loss of lives through the process, and successfully were able to do that. So as I speak to you right now, 95% of the product of the situation has been put under control. As it stands now, our regional commander, our operations commander, and all our crew are making sure that there's no room for reignition or no room for any kind of danger. So yes, the situation has been put under control, but we are not leaving any stone unturned.
Well, it might be early days yet, but from your preliminary investigation, have you been able to establish what led to this leakage?
Okay, so what happened was that from what we gathered, it's still initial reports, and we're still subjecting it to more investigation. But from what we gathered, the road is currently under construction. So when the gas tanker was trying to move into the gas station to go and offload gas in there, it fell into the gutter under construction. And in a bid to carry the tanker, they solicited the help of a bulldozer that helped to carry the tanker. But in the process of carrying the tanker, it accidentally pierced the tank, thereby leaving it vulnerable and then causing the leakage. So when we got to the scene, our ultimate priority was to make sure that we cordon off the area. We made sure that nobody engages or puts on any open source heat. Also, our priority was also to make sure that people we cool because the sun was scorching, and then cooling helps to prevent because obviously when the gas is subjected to excessive heat, it is bound to cause an explosion. Yeah. So our priority was to engage in cooling to make sure that there's no, and the sun was scorching very loudly and very, very hard. So we had to make sure that we cool it to prevent any explosion whatsoever. So successfully, we've been able to do it, and we are still on standby, making sure that the situation is nipped in the bud.
What will be the assurance to people or to the community or to people who are a bit skeptical about the entire exercise?
Well, what I would say is that just as a service, we've been committed over the years to protecting lives and properties and making sure that there's no casualty when we face similar situations. Because, mind you, somewhere last month, we faced a similar situation around cable and wireless.
It was directly opposite my house.
Oh, sorry.
Yes.
So at least we kept you alive. So just as we're able to keep you alive, people should rest assured that we'll be able to keep everyone alive, even at the peril of our lives.
All right, ADO1, thank you for speaking to us. He's a part of the communications team of the Ghana National Fire Service. Like he said, we had the same thing directly opposite my house, but the service tried to keep us safe, and, well, we thank them for that.
Well, you're still watching Weekend Central here on TV3 with me, Josh Quenin, and Grace Hamwa Ajimine. And with less than 5 weeks until the general elections, the Military High Command has emphasized the importance of peace and stability before, during, and after the electoral process. Speaking at this year's Land Combat and Firepower demonstration, Chief of the Air Staff, Air Vice Marshal Bekri, affirmed that the military is fully capable of addressing any threats or insurgencies, but stressed the need to preserve the peace that Ghana currently enjoys.
On Friday, November 1, senior leadership from the Ghana Armed Forces gathered at the Army Peace Operations Training School in Bondase, where various military units, including the 5th Infantry Battalion, participated in a comprehensive combat demonstration. The demonstration showcased a range of military assets, including armored vehicles, machine guns, artillery, and other weapon systems. These assets were deployed in a stimulated combat scenario, highlighting the military's readiness and firepower.
This is a land combat and power demonstration by the Ghana Armed Forces to test the preparedness of the military in the event of any eventualities.
In the exercise, soldiers on the front lines gathered intelligence and responded swiftly to emerging threats, engaging and neutralizing stimulated terrorist forces head-on.
This is a mobile command post responsible for receiving and disseminating information. Currently, we are picking intel that there are some terrorists trying to invade from the southern part of the border.
Supported by the Air Force, the ground troops successfully repelled the enemy forces, ensuring the security of Ghanaian territory and achieving a decisive victory.
Zero Papa, this is Cobra 1, over.
Despite the high-stakes operation, only a few soldiers sustained injuries.
Few of our men have been hit and fortunately they've called in the chopper to airlift them to a nearby military hospital for medical treatment.
This exercise is part of the training program for students of the Ghana Armed Forces Command and Staff College, Course 46. It tested the operational capabilities of the military, evaluating the readiness of a battle group and joint task force to defend Ghana's territorial integrity. The Ghana Air Force provided critical air support, while the Ghana Navy protected the nation's coastal waters, ensuring a seamless joint operation across land, sea, and air. The Chief of Air Staff, Air Vice Marshal Frederick Asare-Kwesi Bequin, reiterated the armed forces' commitment to safeguarding the nation's peace and called on all Ghanaians to prioritize peace before, during, and after the upcoming elections.
In the next few days, Ghana will be going for elections. The fourth Republican era has seen us develop in relative peace and tranquility. The role of the security agencies, especially the military, is crucial. I urge you to bring our professionalism to bear as we prepare towards the elections. We must preserve our status as a democratic nation and jealously guard ourselves against unpatriotic activities that have the potential to derail our achievements over the years.
Joseph Armstrong, Gold Aligwe TV3, Accra.
When it comes to military reporting, no one does it better than Joseph Armstrong Gold Alagbe. Away from that, the paramount chief and president of the Witha Traditional Council, Togbi Akpo Ashiakpo IV, is urging politicians campaigning in the Ketu North constituency in particular to avoid the use of inflammatory language. He was speaking at the Durbar of this year's Rice Festival celebrated by the people of Witha and its allied communities.
We must endeavor to eschew divisive and inflammatory comments that will jeopardize the peace and stability of our country. Notwithstanding our constitutional limitations, as chiefs and queen mothers, we wish to agree with Eleanor Roosevelt that democracy is not a spectator sport. You either participate or let others decide your future. In fact, in a democracy, non-participation is a vote for the status quo. We therefore admonish all our subjects to vote wisely, but not through the influence of petty coins. Voting is not just a right, it is a responsibility to safeguard our future. A few hundred cedis today will not pay for our 4 years of suffering.
You're also watching Weekend Central on TV3. We're back with more after this break. Stay with us.
Papa Sammy, I beg if you find something small, give us.
Bro Sammy, you see, No be say boys no want do nothing and just they rely on handouts. Just no deep.
I understand the hassle. Hope they come. John Mahama they come do the national apprenticeship program where he go sort you guys.
Brother Sammy, wait till be that.
John Mahama knows say no be everybody way won't work for office.
Like me.
That one day is true.
Under the national apprenticeship program, young men and women where they won't learn craft will be enrolled under the program and attached to a senior craftsman who will train them for free.
I beg you, mechanic day inside. Me like this. I don't want to learn mechanical, but the course no.
Mechanics day inside. Organizing, dressmaking, fabric making, catering, hairdressing, tiling, painting. What they even sweet about this whole thing, they say, when you plead, the NDC government go make sure say they go give you certificate where you go fit take go look for job anywhere.
That's sweet. Oh, that's be one wonderful.
Another wonderful thing they say, when you plead, the NDC government go set you up with startup capital and equipment to make sure you can start your own business.
Wow! I dey go shopping my town wait 7th December.
Vote for change. Vote for John Mahama and the NDC.
I'm a Ghanaian and I love luxury accredited faith. And I love democracy.
December 7th, Ghana is voting.
Only peace. Peace, I give it to you all.
I love Ghana.
Peaceful election before, during, and after.
One Ghana.
Peace. Peace to everybody.
One Ghana. Ghana Bakumpe.
This message brought to you from the luxury accredited faith.
Champion.
Nana, who are you voting for this year?
Habateria. As for this question, you need not ask. John Mahama and the NDC, of course. Who else? You know there should be a change. Me. Maybe I should have brought matter about pa.
Nana, born before computer.
Yeah,
do you still remember how to vote?
I am so sharp. On December 7th, when I get to my polling station, I'll take my voter's ID card to the EC officer. He will check, find my name, and give me a ballot paper. I'll inspect the ballot paper and make sure the EC stamp is at the back with no other markings around it. When I get to the box, I will just inspect the paper again, search for the umbrella. I will just put my thumb in the ink pad and stamp the empty box just by the umbrella, not on the line or Mohammed's face, but in the empty box just by the umbrella. Then I clean my hand, fold my ballot paper vertically and horizontally, and drop it straight into the presidential box.
Nana, well done.
On the parliamentary candidates, I'll just stamp my hand in the empty box just by the umbrella. Now I'm done. Give it back.
Hey, na.
Vote for change. Vote for John Mahama and the NDC.
This Sunday on Hot Issues.
Would you say that Speaker Bagbin was wrong in his decision to vacate the seats in the first place?
If I were in the chamber, I probably would have suggested to him that he should look at it again.
Is what we see today a failure on leadership?
We are demonstrating the worst part of us. For me, we are moving away from the values of Parliament.
Can we trust the current Electoral Commission to deliver a free and fair election?
Do we have any reason not to trust them?
Are you a violent man?
I'm generally not a violent man, but I'm fully in support of using whatever means to enforce the law.
Hot Issues shows Sundays at 2 p.m. on TV3.
TV3, first in news.
Well, this is Weekend Central live on TV3. In more news this afternoon, the Ghana Tourism Authority has commissioned the Creative Arts Wall of Fame at Djewusu in the Western region to elevate its historic site to a premier tourism destination. Rama Smith in this report uncovers the captivating tale of Sekendi Asem Medjuso Djewusu, the unsung hero behind Ghana's high life legacy.
Sekunde
host of the Western Regional Administration Offices, is renowned for its iconic landmarks and impressive infrastructure. Notable attractions include Komfuase, Independence Square, now in Namase, and the stunning architectural design of the historic First Bank in Africa. Additionally, Sekunde boasts of well-planned street lanes showcasing urban planning excellence at a picturesque coastal location with the sea serving as a natural landmark. Sekunde's unique blend of history, culture and modernity makes it a standout destination in the Western region. Beyond this lies an untold story about a singular almond tree. Many call it Duawusu, translated as thick tree, at Asaminsudu, a quaint suburb of Sekondi. This tree holds a special significance in Western region's cultural heritage, as it is intertwined with the legacies of renowned high-life artists who hail from the area. Historians reveal that Duawusu once served as a cherished resting spot for weary fishermen and sea workers after the arduous fishing expeditions. Under its shade, they would share tales of their adventures at sea, inspiring spontaneous compositions of rhythmic folk songs. The almond tree was more than just a resting place. It was a hub of creativity and communal bonding. Fishermen would gather round exchanging stories of the sea's bounty and challenges. These impromptu sessions sparked the creation of enchanting high-life melodies infused with the rhythms of the ocean. This revered tree was a creative sanctuary for music legends like Papa Yankson, C.K. Man, Jeduble Ambule, Jewel Aka, among many others who found inspiration in its shade. Ghanaian filmmaker Ko Ansa sheds more light on it.
McKay, meaning C.K. Man, Eja Papa Yankson, the boy na womufa unwana what they are chrome na the shaswa na okwesi.
The tree story is a testament to Ghana's rich cultural heritage. It's a symbol of our nation's resilience and creativity. The likes of Papa Yankson, C.K. Man and Jewel Aka drew inspiration from this sacred spot, creating timeless high-life classics that continue to resonate with us today. The Ghana Tourism Authority has designated the historic Duawusu as a premier tourism site in the Western region, acknowledging its profound cultural importance. Henry Yellodo is the Western Regional Director.
You know that we have a lot of remnants of the old stories that are around here in terms of architecture. We have the forts that are around here. Then this comes to complement what we already have. And last year, this year, we have a lot of tourists who are coming in by way of the cruise ship. And we've realized that if you look at the itinerary, they come and most of them want to get back to Cape Coast and to the other castles. So this comes to enhance what we have here.
At the official commissioning of the Creative Arts Wall of Fame at Duawusu, Minister of Tourism and Creative Arts, Andrew Ejapa-Mensah, highlighted the significance of honoring Ghana's high-life music legends. He emphasized that showcasing these iconic musicians will not only attract more visitors to the area, but also boost local revenue.
I mean, if you have a product, you need to promote it. And so that's exactly what Ghana Tourism Authority is going to do. To promote Duawusu as one of the tourist sites that are in the Sekondi Takrady enclave. And the expectation is that because we have very prominent musicians whose music is already well known, who have been inducted onto the Wall of Fame, people would love to come and see it. And so we're going to add it as part of our repertoire of tourist sites in the Western region and in Sekondi. And we expect that it will generate the requisite traffic into the area and help boost economic activity.
This initiative aligns with the ministry's goal to develop sustainable tourism pivoted on Ghanaian culture and creative arts, driving national development. Irama Smith, TV3 News, Secunde.
To other stories, the Supreme Court this week dismissed Speaker of Parliament Alban Bagbane's application to overturn a ruling that halted the declaration of 4 members of Parliament seats as vacant. That decision has been met with mixed reactions. Here is a news desk report.
A 5-member Supreme Court panel headed by Chief Justice on Wednesday, October 30, dismissed an application by the Speaker of Parliament, Alban Bagbane, seeking to have the Apex Court set aside its ruling on the 4 vacant seats. President of Imani Center for Policy and Education, Franklin Kujo, responded to the ruling, questioned why the same agency was not afforded to the Central Kofi, Akbafu, Lolobi and Likbe Sal community, suggesting that the court's decision reflects political bias rather than impartial justice. Speaking on key points, a private legal practitioner, Martin Pebu, said the Supreme Court operates like a political organization.
If you are just going by the literalist approach, you say the Supreme Court has jurisdiction. But if you're a realist, you see that this is a ruse. The provision is very clear. Partisan politics, NDC versus MPP, which has been dressed up as a constitutional interpretation matter, but it is not.
Pebu noted that the appointment of persons to the Apex Court seems to be based on who holds similar views to those in government.
We can't fault them right now, but rather what we will begin to fault is the constitution and the power of the president to appoint, because when the president is appointing, you line up and select the people who are sympathetic to your views. That one we say plainly.
Member of Parliament for South Dine, Roxanne Nelson Dafiamekpo, who also appeared on key points, noted that the matters in contention are political in nature.
For anybody to say that what the court engaged in was not politics, then it leaves much to be desired. Even the circumstances under which the registrar was able to inform the Chief Justice that an innocuous ex parte application has been filed, that deserves our attention, for which 4 Supreme Court judges will be summoned and paneled, including the CJ herself, 5. And they will hear the matter expressly and determine it within 1 hour. Oh, my brother.
He indicated that there is no constitutional crisis.
There's no crisis. We don't have any constitutional crisis. Really? It is the court that is creating the crisis. It is the court that is creating this crisis.
Political science lecturer at the University of Ghana, Professor Ransford Jampo, noted the justice whose presence was questioned should have known better.
Shouldn't have even been any defense. The man himself, out of his own volition, said, look, I want this matter to be handled clean. And so I am accusing, to the extent that there are so many judges, justice of the Supreme Court, another person could have been brought, so that we would have created that semblance of trying to look out for the well-being of the country.
A member of the Legal Affairs Directorate of the governing New Patriotic Party, Kingsley Amakwa-Boidu, wants the court to be left to determine the outcome of the case.
The decision that will come will not just be for this. And my brother went to market by saying that it's political. I do not know of any constitutional matter that will not have any political bearing. So, it's constitutional. Any other matter can also become political. Any other matter. And even when it is looked at in the sense that when you go to court, the court does not give legal advice or lectures. It will be a live matter between 2 opposing parties. And so their decision must resolve it in favor of one or the other. So, yes, it will have political ramification, but at this moment in time, the court is looking at the constitutionality of it, so that going forward, this is how things are going to be happening.
For private legal practitioner, law lecturer Bobby Banson, the Supreme Court is reaching its ruling, examine the facts before it.
If you look at all the issues that were raised in the application, the Supreme Court took pains to address each of them and gave reasons why they decided to, or why they agreed or disagreed with the proponents of those issues.
The Supreme Court has meanwhile set November 11 to deliver its ruling on the interpretation of Article 97 Clause 1G and 8 of the 1992 Constitution. Ahead of that, the Speaker of Parliament, in a statement dated October 31, announced a recall of Parliament to sit on November 7.
And now, illegal mining is threatening the livelihoods of residents of Nsesreso in the Doma Central District of the Bono region. The residents staged a demonstration to drum home their concerns.
Nsesreso in the Doma Central District of the Bono region has a population of about 6,000. The main occupation here is farming. However, farmers are distraught over the destruction of acres of farmland due to illegal mining. The miners have also polluted and destroyed their only source of water.
We don't understand what is happening. We are scared. I don't have a husband. I farm to take care of my family. If my farmland is destroyed, what would happen to me?
We will not agree for Galamsey activities to continue because our only source of water is being destroyed. If Galamsey continues, everything will be destroyed. We will give birth to deformed children. We don't want that.
Nana Brafo Abebiu II is the chief of Nsesreso.
The illegal miners are thieves, so government should help us fight them.
The assemblyman of the area, Isaac Kwajuopon, noted that community members will do everything they can to stop illegal mining on their land.
I plead with the government to remove the illegal miners from our land.
Well, on that Galamsey note, we're going for a quick commercial break. We're back with more news. Stay with us.
The 5 kg of rice has moved from 25 cedis to 165. Oh. Hey!
Boss, cement moved from 24 cedis to 105 cedis now.
Hey!
The kenke is 5 cedis. The fish I have 10, 15, and 20 cedis. Which one do you want?
Hey!
Stop the A.
Hey!
Vote for change. Vote for John Mahama and the NDC.
Mama! Mama! Stop worrying. How is Kobna? I got some of his medication. His friends are raising funds to support us. The kidney disease has taken the toll. But my son and our father says so. Mama, there is hope. The pharmacist told me about Mahama's policies on chronic diseases. John Mahama is going to establish the Mahama Cares Fund to support Ghanaians with kidney diseases, sickle cell, cancer, diabetes, hypertension, and other heart conditions to support and ease the financial burden on families like ours. Mama, but that is not all. Ghanaians can access free health care when they go to the CHIPS compound, health centers, clinics, and polyclinics. Mama, we have to vote wisely for Kobna's sake. Mama, wipe your tears. Wipe your tears. Mahama cares.
Vote for change. Vote for John Mahama and the NDC.
Your passion. this Sunday on Hot Issues.
Would you say that Speaker Bagbin was wrong in his decision to vacate the seats in the first place?
If I were in the chamber, I probably would have suggested to him that he should look at it again.
Is what we see today a failure on leadership?
We are demonstrating the worst part of us. For me, we are moving away from the values of Parliament.
Can we trust the current Electoral Commission to deliver a free and fair election?
Do we have any reason not to trust them?
Are you a violent man?
I'm generally not a violent man, but I'm fully in support of using whatever means to enforce the law.
Hot Issues shows Sundays at 2 p.m. on TV3.
TV3, first in
Welcome back. Let's do some more stories. A few months ago, towns such as Laura in the Upper West region were grappled with prolonged drought, sparking concerns about the impact of the nation's food security. Yet in this region, the people remain deeply connected to their farming traditions, with major festivals like the Kobin emerging from celebrations of bountiful harvest and the agricultural cycles. Ibrahim Wanga reports how festivals such as these are tied to the people's livelihoods and survival and a threat due to climate change.
The Kobina Festival, celebrated by the chief and people of the Laura traditional area, is more than just a gathering of song and dance. It is a rich display of the community's connection to the land and its produce. The festival is not only a celebration of culture, but also a tribute to the harvest, a symbol of the farming circles that have sustained these people for generations. Despite the increasing threat of climate change, the festival endures, offering a sense of hope and gratitude to the ancestors for their blessings, while serving as a powerful reminder of the essential role farming plays in their lives.
It is a 4-day festival characterized by the display of pure culture with the famous Kobina dance, accompanied by sweet melodies from xylophone and drums. But this could not start without the sounding of the hore, which signifies that the festival is at its peak.
Sights and sounds from the festival ground tell a story of unity and pride. Dancers, both men and women, adorn themselves in traditional attire, decorated skirts, beads, and headgear. Men, often bare-chested, move energetically. Their rhythmic dance, a display of masculinity and strength, while women in similar attire join in the celebration. Around their ankles, bells ring in sync with their rhythmic movements, amplifying the joyous atmosphere. The Kobina Festival is traditionally known as a festival of bountiful harvest. However, the climate change affecting farming cycles and reducing yields, festivals like these have also become moments of reflection for farmers. Now Edwin Irakia shares light on the impact of the festival on their lives as farmers, even in the midst of the challenges.
This year, farmers have gone through a lot. They have wasted a lot of inputs and what have you. Some even from social media, you see some crying and what have you. But thanks to their resilience, we still went through. And by the grace of God, I believe that certainly we will still get something out of it.
Long periods of drought followed by heavy rains have upended traditional farming cycles, reducing yields and threatening food security in the region. The dry spell earlier this year was a stark reminder of the vulnerabilities farmers face. Addressing the 40-seat Deba, Paramount Chief of Laura Traditional Area and Vice President of the National House of Chiefs, Napuowele Kabo III, expressed regret over government failure to complete works on some over-decade projects in the area.
Laura Senior High School Assembly Hall Complex, the Laura Municipal Hospital Emergency Ward and other infrastructure projects, and the Dikpe Bridge across the Blackwater project, among others. It is regrettable to observe that these projects have not seen any progress by way of project implementation.
The government has invested considerably to improve upon the lives of the people. Construction and finishing of 1 unit KG block with auxiliary facilities at Metal, construction and finishing of 3 unit classroom block at Tabia.
Fall festivals like Kobina are occasions to celebrate the harvest and give thanks. They also serve as a poignant reminder for the instability of the current farming systems and land use as climate challenges are upon us. Ibrahim Wangara, TV3 News, Upper West Region.
Great. So today I saw this post about the fact that Mariah Carey is defrosting. Christmas is just a few weeks away. I'm so excited.
Yes, yes, and it's the most wonderful time of the year. Yeah. We just hope the elections will come and pass quickly, and then we can enter into the Christmas mood.
Exactly what it is.
Well, talking about elections, the presidential candidate of the NPP has an engagement with the youth. Exactly. He's talking about jobs at 4 p.m. and stay with us because we're bringing you live coverage on that. We also have hot issues coming up with Kemini Amana at 2 with Joe Osewusu, as well as other programs prepared specially for you, so you don't want to miss out on the rest of the package.
And then we should also tell our viewers to follow 3news.gh for all the latest, updates and videos.
On Instagram.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, that's our package for you today. My name is Grace Hamwajuman.
My name is Josh Quinn. It's always a pleasure coming with you. Thanks for watching. Have a good afternoon.